Every small town has a story, and we're here to shine a light on the people, places, and moments that make ours unforgettable. Welcome to the Small Town Bold Stories podcast. On this episode of the podcast, I sat down with PJ Lawson of Meade CrossFit here in Brandenburg. She tells us the story about how she had roots in California, she moved to Florida and met her husband, who actually had ties from Meade County, and how he wanted to move home and start a CrossFit business, and it since has turned into her baby, and he's just the maintenance guy for the most part, is what she jokes. It's a great conversation. The business has grown tremendously thanks to the help of fellow Meade County residents over now 11 years that she's been in business. And if you're thinking about going to the gym, she's got some options for you to get in your routine. Listen to this episode. I think you're going to like it. Well, welcome to the podcast, PJ. Thanks so much for coming on. Why don't you introduce yourself, tell us what you have and what you do here in Meade County.
My name's PJ Lawson. I own and am the head coach of Meade CrossFit.
Okay. You've been in Brandenburg since 2015 now, you said. So.
Yes, I was born and raised in Long Beach, California.
That sounds like a terrible place to have to grow up at.
Yeah, I actually really loved it.
I don't know why you couldn't love that.
Right, and then my mom remarried, and my stepdad gave her the choice if she wanted to move to Florida or stay, and she said, I want to go. So in the 10th grade, I moved to Florida.
Okay.
And I am a Gators fan.
That's okay. We won't hold it against you, I guess.
I am a Florida Gators fan, okay? I get made fun of for that all the time here.
Sure you do.
I mean, I get crushed.
Yeah.
But finished up teenage years and adult life in Florida. And I met my husband, Jeremy, who is from here. He's from Battletown. Met him in, 2005, maybe. It was my 21st birthday. And he was there for racing, motocross and stuff. So here you get all 4 seasons. Mm-hmm. So
sometimes in like 2 days here.
Oh, you know it. Yeah, we're dealing with it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Florida, it's summer all year long. Uh-huh. So he went down there for training for more time, and that's where I met him at.
And the rest is history.
Here we are. Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't necessarily have dreams to do this, but he kind of pushed you a little bit, you said.
This was his ultimate dream when he retired from motocross. Was he went through such serious and strenuous training to stay on top of the leaderboard and all these things through racing, and he hit all of the different types of training, from long road cycling, isolated movements just for specific muscles. I mean, he went through every type of fitness you can think of. Mm-hmm. And he found CrossFit, and he's like, hey, I want you to start doing this with me, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, because I did it. I worked out, but, just did whatever he was doing, minus the road biking. And so we started doing it. I'm like, this is awesome. And he's like, I want to do this. I want to move home, and I want to open up a CrossFit box. I am not leaving. Like, I had my career as a Redken stylist established for years.
It takes a while to get that going, too.
Yeah, it takes a long time to build a clientele. So I was rolling. I'm not going anywhere.
Plus, it's summer here year-round. Why would you want to move to Kentucky where it snows?
And, I mean, my family was there. But it took a couple years. But finally, I was like, yeah, all right, I'll support you.
You kind of gave into it, I guess.
Yep, and then moved here, opened it up. He is not a people person. Like, He's very shy, very
reserved.
Very reserved. You can't get maybe 2 words out of him. So as this gym grew, it turned into my baby. And so now it's, I love it. Now it's just, I'm so invested in it. Yeah, it's all mine. And now he's like it's a joke around the gym. He's like my maintenance man now. He fixes and does everything for me in the gym. He coaches 8 a.m. And those are every class is awesome. But these women that are in there, they're like moms dropping off kids from school and coming to the 8 a.m. class, because we also have childcare at that time, one of the classes, and they eat him alive. It's just the funniest stuff. They give him crap all the time, but it's like his favorite class. He loves those ladies, and it's a great class, and that's his coaching class. And then he mows, and he takes care of anything I need at the gym.
So if somebody didn't know any better and you just called him the maintenance man, they probably wouldn't realize that's funny.
They would. Yeah, it's a running joke right now, and it's pretty hilarious.
Yeah,
he even signs off.
Maintenance man.
Maintenance man.
So if somebody doesn't know what CrossFit is, like, give us the lowdown. Like, if somebody has no idea whatsoever, what should they know about it?
So first things first, one, it's group classes. So it's not an individual one-on-one type situation. It's group classes, and we are full circle functional fitness. So we don't just specialize in one category. So we kind of hit the whole thing. Okay. We have strength training, the high intensity, isolated movements, agility. We have what we call 10 areas that we hit, and we get all of that throughout the week or the day or whatever it may be. Basically, overall, it's to make you better outside of the gym. So those grandmas trying to keep up with their grandchildren, trying to bring those groceries in, picking up pails of paint or dog food, the correct way without your back going out. Mm-hmm. We hit that type of fitness for everyday life. So we want you to have a longevity. So the way it works is when we come in, we go over the whole hour. We call it the whiteboard. We go over, this is what we're expecting of you today. This is what we're doing, a little bit of a breakdown. We like to give little tidbits. So like, for example, yesterday we had back squats. And for our classes, we gave, the tidbit or the main thing I want you to think about today when you're lifting is, I want you to send your hips back first versus dipping into your knees first. And
doing it the correct
way. So it's like give you a little thing to think about. So we do that at the whiteboard, and then we go into our strength, which whatever it may be for that day. And then we do have a high intensity, or what we call a Metcon workout. And then we finish up cooling off, fist bumping, and then your hour's done. Yeah. Sweating, dying, come back tomorrow.
Wondering why you're here, like, gosh, what have I done?
Yes. So on the strength training, it's different. We have different programs going at different times. It just depends on what that lift is for that day. But the Metcon, or the high intensity part, is more so because it tends to scare people thinking we're just wheels rolling and we're just and then someone's gonna be like, I am not coming in there like that. It is
That's the stereotype,
nowhere near that. Yeah, right. It's for some reason stereotype, and for in this town though, I've done a great job of like, that is not what it is.
That.
Yeah. So we've got 70-year-olds all the way down to teenagers in the same class.
Okay.
So obviously, a 70-year-old's intensity is not going to be the same as my teenager.
Yeah.
So it's relative. So it's what we meet you where you're at. If you can't do a pull-up, we have ring rows.
Don't call me out now.
Yeah, listen. We have modifications from ring rows to, we have dumbbells instead of barbells. Like, we modify every single thing in there down to where you're at. We've got people in there right now starting out, coming straight off the couch, like never touched a piece of fitness equipment. And they're in there with my 30-year-olds, hammering it. Yeah. So it's very relative. And it's also relative of like, maybe I'm having a bad week. My 100% on what I typically could do with these movements is just not there today.
Adjust for it.
Do what you can. But at the end of the hour, at the end of the day, we all got that same workout, that same feeling that you should have got from that workout.
That makes sense. And I think that's probably what terrifies people sometimes, like looking in. It's like, well, I've been on the couch a while, and like they want to get into it, but they're kind of scared. But it sounds like with a coach, it's there to kind of help them modify and make sure they do things right.
Yes, so after the whiteboard, we go into the strength. or excuse me, we go into the warm up. And when we warm up, we what we call kind of like building up into everything. So we start warming your heart rate up, you know, whether it be on the bike or a rower or a little jog or whatever, jumping jacks. And then warming up for those specific movements. And then we break down the movements. Okay, this is what we're doing today. These are the modifications, and we build up to it. So for an example, we had V-ups, which are terrible, by the way.
Yeah, I've done those a little bit.
V-ups are awful. I hate those things. And they're such a popular standard movement. But we had those in the workout. And when I warmed up one of my classes, you know, we started off with just a crunch, like grabbing the knees first. And then if you're comfortable, all right, next step.
Add to it.
Add up to it. Yeah. So everyone hits, okay, this is where I'm going to be at for the workout today. This is the movement I'm going to do. And then we teach our lifts. So you're not just like, good luck back squatting.
Going out there.
Yeah. We teach everything, and then we go into it, and then everyone does it together. And that's where the camaraderie in the community comes from. You know, you're not just left alone.
Doing it by
Someone's like,
yourself.
you got this, you know, or fist bumping you, or supporting you outside of the gym. It's become not just a workout. It's become a true community fitness family situation.
Yeah, that's been. I haven't done CrossFit. I probably need to, but I've
You should
done
come
like
see me.
I've done like group classes before.
Yeah.
And they were kind of scheduled, and it was the same group of people there. And if somebody wasn't there,
They looking
it
for
was
you.
like, where were you two?
Yeah.
And kind of called each other out, which is good because
Yeah,
it
it's
kind of
accountability.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's huge
Yeah.
on accountability. And we are, even though like we're growing and we're still, you know, very small business, or I mean, I run the whole thing, you know, myself
With the maintenance man.
With my maintenance man, yeah. And then I've got the most amazing coaches. So with us as a group, like we've got it going on. But I know every athlete, and if something's going on, whether like death in the family, depression, going through a hard time in any situation, I'm there.
Yeah.
Like I am not an automated email or taking your $10 a month and I don't care if you show or not.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm coming for you. I'm making sure that one, you're okay,
Yeah.
and just support and being there for you. Yeah, where are you?
Yeah.
You need to make this work. So, and I take pride in that. Like I really consider every athlete like a little piece of my heart, a little piece of that community.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. And you know that you kind of said earlier before in this stuff we were talking about, they're the ones that kind of like helped built the whole business.
Yeah, like, you know, they are the proof that it's just regular, hardworking people, which is Meade County,
Exactly.
that are in that building. Yeah. I don't want to say nobody's special. I mean, everybody is special, but it's no one extra. It's average Joes just trying to make it another day, trying to live to 100. That's, you know, going to the grocery store afterwards, going to work afterwards. I'm on lunch break, just
Getting their sweat on at
getting
the
their
gym.
sweat on at the gym, and then living life. Yeah.
Checking it at the door, and everybody comes in, and you're all there for the same reason.
Exactly.
So it started in 2015. I think we kind of touched on that, but you moved a couple times, but your dream kind of came true a couple years ago. So I guess starting 15, like how did that start, and then how did we get to where we are today?
I really don't remember how we ended up in the Wheatley building, but I called him Old Man Wheatley. But Old Man Wheatley, I can't remember how Jeremy got it, but we found the old, which is now the Napa building.
Which is over by Meade Park.
Meade Park, yeah. Okay, so it's big red, the far end where all the garage doors and stuff were. We were in that part. And then the antique store, and then it went on to the little rooms that were antique stores too, which was
big
awesome.
space.
It was so cool to go through there and like nitpick around. And then, you know, I'm in my gym on the other side. So it gave me something to do during the day too. But we were there, and we were there we opened January 5th, and we left there probably about October to go into where Stivers Flooring is now. We were next to Dairy Queen and Laundromat, Clean Waves, right there on the bypass. We were there for that's where we were, 8 years? No, 7 years. And we were there, but ultimate goal for me in my head was not to only rent a bigger space, but I wanted my own.
Yeah.
And so
own it and be yours.
I wanted it to be mine. And that was the goal. So we just kept grinding, but we were like exploding in that space. Even though it was big, we needed more space. So we just started, looking around and trying to figure out, and found where we're at now, land on High Street, and then built her from the ground up, brick and mortar though.
Yeah.
And so it was so cool. Every time I pull in there, I'm like, oh man, that's mine.
That's got to be a great feeling to
It is such
start from where you did to have your own that's
from
yours.
the ground. It's cool to say that I started started a business from the ground up, like with no partners, no on my own, and to where we're at today, it's something really to be proud of.
That's a pretty great story, because to not really have been in it.
No.
And your husband was just kind of like, let's do
here.
it.
Yeah.
That's a great story. And
it's when I don't know, if I can be the type of person, probably I can be too much. Like when something is, I want it, you're
going to set your mind on it and do it.
It's going to happen. So that building, I had certain plans and I wanted it done and I needed to be out, and Jason Schmidt and Delmar Miller are probably the greatest guys ever.
Yeah, I would agree.
But they built the most amazing building and did it in a time frame that's probably unheard of. But man,
how long did it take to build it? I know you said you wanted to be in by spring break.
I was on fall break at the beach, and Delmar called and was like, we can start building. It's like, sweet. We didn't start building though. He laid concrete and it snowed the next week.
I think I remember driving by and seeing that. Like, didn't they cover the slab?
They covered it.
Cold?
It was so cold, and he's like, oh no. So we had that winter area that was like, stop, go. So I'm going to say November, beginning of December, we started actually
really
building.
Going.
And I was in there by spring break.
Wow. 3.5, 4 months. It was pretty well done.
Yes. I've got certain types of plywood up. But still, for them to get that done, and then to be in that winter part that just holds you up.
It's not the ideal time to build something.
No, and they did it. So
that's awesome. And that was 3 years ago, you said last week.
Yeah, we just celebrated 3 years of being in the new building.
It's got to be awesome to not be writing a rent check anymore. To have your own building. And
there's a mortgage check now, but it's going somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's been a awesome roller coaster.
And it just continues to grow, I'm assuming too, right?
Yes. Yeah, we are still growing. I really don't have a ultimate goal right now, because I'm living it.
You've kind of already been there, yeah.
Yeah, so just growing the strength of the community within those walls now is my ultimate goal. Yeah.
And that's something you talked about, you're really involved in the community and things like that, from charities and different events.
Yeah, I take obviously the fitness part and trying to get this county, one person at a time, healthier, just putting a vegetable on your plate, just trying is obviously a huge thing to me. But you really can't do that without being a part of the community. That gym, those people are Meade County. So how you get yourself out there and involved and to show that you care is actually being a part of the community through charities, school stuff, whatever that may be. That's, to me, number one. before going into
the business.
This is what we do in here. Yeah.
It just kind of comes with it, I guess.
Yes, for sure.
So, you kind of touched on it. I saw it on your website. Like, obviously, there's the gym part.
Yeah.
But part of it's like eating the right stuff too.
Yes.
And I think that's where people sometimes like forget.
We have a hard time.
Yeah. Like if you're eating Snickers and candy bars all day,
it's not going to work.
Help.
So there's 24 hours of a day, and 23 of it, you're working out. Well, how you work out and the results that come from that come from the other 23 hours of your day. So if you're, eating McDonald's every day or eating Snickers every day, ice cream and this and that, like that's not going to do anything for your 1 hour. Your 1 hour is insanely important, but they coincide together. It was funny you mentioned, eating like that. A friend of mine was talking to Jeremy one day about food and fitness and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, she said, I was running out of time. I was rushing, I was on break. I had to go somewhere. So I was just going to run through McDonald's really fast and try to get which McDonald's doesn't have anything healthy anymore. And just, I had to do it. And he goes, what McDonald's did you go to? And she's like, here in Brandenburg. And he's like, Kroger's right there. And she's like, oh. You could have went in there, went to the deli, anywhere in there, and grabbed a healthy snack and been out of there probably faster than going through that drive-through. Yeah. It's just that mindset that we have to break, and it's really hard to break, but it's one step at a time.
Yeah. But the nutrition is kind of part of what you kind of help with as well.
I help, and oh man, I've got people who reach out just stumped, that aren't even a part of the gym and are like,
just don't know where to start.
Can you help me? Like, where do I even, let's get going on what you're doing every day first. And so that's huge. And then once you get in to the gym and we get going, we don't like overwhelming. So we just do little bits at a time. Like, hey, what'd you have for lunch today? I had this, this, and this. Okay, well, let's remove this for a week and replace it with a vegetable. And tell me how you feel when you come back. Just those tiny little changes over time make a huge impact. Sure. Huge impact, for sure.
Sure. Yeah, I had a coach one time tell me, it starts in the kitchen.
It does. It's true.
That's where you have to start making the change, and then it comes.
Yes, it does. And you truly are what you eat. Your body doesn't lie. You have to start from the inside out, really, to make changes like that. But little changes. Yeah, over time. Changes.
It's not going to happen overnight.
And it's not going to drop that fast either. You've got to realize of how long you've been in this, I don't want to say this unhealthy lifestyle, but in this unhealthy lifestyle. Yeah. You can't flip the script like overnight. That. It's going to take a long time to, get that weight off and get strong again. But that's the thing with CrossFit or just anything in general with us. There is no time limit. We're just trying to live to 100. If it takes you 10 years to lose 100 pounds or 200 pounds, so be it. You're in a wonderful journey for the rest of your life. You are not trying to get something in 10 days. No. You got to be willing to be like, my life is changing forever, and be committed to it.
Yeah, the magic happens.
Yes, for sure.
So if people are kind of ready for that magic to start, how can they get involved? What all do you have at CrossFit?
So we offer, we have a few programs. We have a remote program where you don't have to come in the gym. You can sign up online. You'll get the same Wodify app as what we have for the athletes that are inside the gym. And it gives you a workout every day to do at home. And it gives you the scaling options, modification options if you don't have this or that, whatever at home, down to body weight. So we have that. And then we have MC Fit, which is, I like to call it, because it's still CrossFit, it's just CrossFit Light. So we tend to not have barbells, no crazy gymnastic movements. It's already a scaled version for the workout for the day. Those are a set schedule. So we have MC Fit is on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m., Thursdays at 5:30 p.m., and Saturdays at 8 a.m. So we have that monthly membership too. That is a wonderful program, one, just in itself. We have such a great group of people in that right now. And it includes strength training. Everything that's in our regular classes is what this is. It's just on a lower key level. Okay. You know, no impact, high impact, no nothing. And
so it might be a good way to kind of like start.
Ease into it. Yes. Okay. Even though I don't like to scare away from our regular classes, because I have people in my regular classes that are modified further down than athletes that are in MC Fit. So it's just more of a mindset situation to make someone feel more comfortable if they wanted to start with MC Fit. So we have remote MC Fit, and then we have our regular CrossFit classes. And those are a ton a day, classes a day to choose from. So we always have the mindset of no excuses. I have so many classes a day that you have to come somehow. So we have most days, the Monday through Friday, we have a 5 a.m. class, an 8 a.m. class, a noon class, 4:15 class p.m., 5:20 p.m., and a 6:30 p.m. class. A couple days in there where there's a couple adjustments, but for the most part, there are a lot of classes a day figuring it out. And each athlete is not obligated to a specific class. So if you're like working today, 8 to 7:30 tonight, and you're like, crud, I can't go at 4:15 like I normally do, you can come at 5 a.m.
Just make it work.
You come whenever you can. That's what we have that many classes for. Sense. Yeah.
And even have childcare, so there's no excuse for that.
Yes.
If somebody has kids.
And I love the kids. So forgot we have kids classes too. Forgot about that. So we have childcare at our 8 a.m. classes, our 4:15 classes, and our 5:20 classes. We have the most amazing childcare sitters or ladies. They're so lovable. We have a huge kids room. So it's the deciding factor for a lot of families. Like, I can't come because what am I going to do with my kids? Oh, you're coming.
Mom and dad both can come at the same time. Kids are taken care of.
And I built the building to where the kids are out of sight, out of mind. Like we're
don't have to worry about it.
They have their own bathroom. We are not, it is mom and dad's time. Yeah. And it is super important. You cannot fill from an empty cup. So even though I'm trying to be the best mom, I'm trying to be the best dad, you still need to take care of you first. So having that offered is like
that's a big thing, huge. I would say, for a lot of people.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. Those kids, there's places jamming with kids, and they're having such a great time in there. Yeah, and that piggybacking off of kids, 2 years ago, I think I'm going into my third year, I started kids classes. So like I was involved at the high school there for a little bit, and then when my daughter was at Barry Hahn, I did the family fitness nights, and I'm like, I'm a school bus driver. I mean, I don't know what I'm thinking, but I love these kids. Yeah. And
you drive a school bus, you have to like, I don't know how you...
And so let's have some more kids, coming in.
Just bring it on.
Yeah. So I started kids classes a few years ago. So I have a kindergarten through third grade. They're on Tuesday and Fridays from 3:45 to 4:15. And then 4th through 6th graders are Monday, Wednesday from 3:45 to 4:15. And the older kids, they do a small version of the adult classes for that day's workout. And those kids are so competitive. Oh my goodness. These kids are like, but they listen. Sometimes they listen better than the adults do. The chatty Cathys, But I have loved it. I loved it. And I do kids camps during the summer, just like our Meade County Schools does. I have 2 CrossFit camps for kids as well, and I don't know.
It's kind of getting them started from a young age.
It
They see
does.
mom and dad doing it's a whole family affair.
Yeah. And then when you have your whole family in there, or what we call our little gym babies who were born in there. You know, I've got moms pregnant, about to give birth, who are still in there.
Oh, wow.
And they bring the baby, and
Afterwards.
we're back, you know. Now the baby's in childcare, and next thing you know it, we're in kindergarten. And I've got that baby or that kid in my class. So it's a complete revolving, you know, circle of life that has been so cool to be a part of.
That is cool.
Yeah, it really is. It's like, yeah, you did it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
So somebody kind of getting started, how would they contact you? Like, what should they know if they want to get
So
started?
we have our Facebook page, Meade CrossFit. You can either message on that, or you can find me on Facebook, PJ Lawson. I keep that public purposely and stuff. Our website is meadecrossfit.com, has a phone number on there to reach out. Email meadecrossfit@hotmail.
So plenty of ways.
All the ways
to
find me.
with.
Yes, to contact us. Or even just showing up at a class. You know, like even though class is going on, you know, a coach will still come by and be like, hey, man, we get three free visits. So without even
committing and
get a feel for it and be like, this is awesome, or no. And you can walk away. So you can see how every day is different and get a full feel on, oh, this is how the flow is going to be.
Most places, I think you can maybe get one and then it's like,
you're done. Like, are you in or are you out?
Yeah.
You know, but we make it a week because every day with CrossFit is so different. So
there's
even though the flow is the same.
Ever the like, I'm sure.
No.
There's always something different.
Yeah. Like Monday we're back squatting and who knows, wall balls and burpees. And on Friday, we're running or we're rowing or whatever. So it's so different.
Mixes it up.
It gives you a better overall idea of how we work in there.
Okay. Anything else people should know about CrossFit? Okay. Just come check it out. You get 3 free ones and there's no excuses.
Family fair.
So you've got a cool story to tell. Something about our community that makes it strong and unique. You have a business. You know someone that has a really cool story about the history of our community or anything else. Well, we want to tell that story on the podcast. So do us a favor and visit smalltownboldstories.com so that we can tell that story next and you get to hear it. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Small Town Bold Stories podcast, brought to you by Next Home Chisholm Realty. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and we'll catch you next time with more bold stories from the heart of our hometowns.